Do you want to learn more about product principles in action? Do you think that tech has the capability of changing user behavior? In this video, we'll try to explore this concept in more detail using the example of a unicorn in India who's doing this so well. Hi guys, my name is Arushi and I have about 6+ years of experience building tech products. I'm working as a senior product manager in Noon, which is one of the largest e-commerce players in the MENA region. Before this, I worked in unicorns across India as well. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we talk all things product. Maybe you're an existing product manager who wants to learn more about interesting products, or maybe you're someone who wants to enter the world of product management and want to hone their skills about how great products are built. This channel is for both of you. This video is especially useful for those of you who would be appearing for product management interviews and want to show off their amazing skills on how well they understand the world of product management. It will definitely give you some talking points and I'm sure it will help you stand out in that interview. So let's get this started. I'm sure many of you would agree to what I'm going to say next. Ever since Instagram launched Reels, I find it super hard to spend my free time on anything other than this addictive piece of technology. This is how technology changes user behavior. While Reels is not an Instagram innovation, but Instagram sure did use this technology to their advantage. Anyway guys, while this video is about how apps change user behavior, I don't want to talk about Instagram. This video is about our very own Indian startup called Zomato and how that changed user behavior. For those of you who don't know what Zomato is an Indian unicorn. It is into the food ordering and the restaurant aggregator business. It recently went through its IPO in 2021 and was valued at $5 billion when it went for the IPO. Before we get into how Zomato shaped user behavior, we first need to understand that for any product manager to make any change to the app, there has to be a business need. So let's first try to understand what was the need for which Zomato had to change user behavior. Zomato was founded in 2008 and for the longest time it was a food rating or a restaurant rating app. That means that as a user, you could either rate your experiences on restaurants, or if you were headed out and you wanted to discover good restaurants for a meal out, you would go to Zomato and look out the restaurants which match your requirements. But understand here guys that Zomato was an app which users used when they wanted to go out for a meal. However, by 2015, Zomato realized that more and more users are now ordering in and they wanted to get into this market. But they realized they had two problems. One, their users' mental model was such that they only thought of Zomato when they wanted to go out, which means this ordering in ecosystem was free for any competitor to come in and take the space. Second, while dining out was more about the experience, hence reviews became terribly important, but ordering in was a different ball game. Here things like price, time to delivery, restaurant, cuisine, etc. became really important, and you had to make sure that the customer really finds what they're looking for ASAP, because conversion, my friend, is a difficult problem to solve. Imagine you were the product manager who was burdened with the task of changing the user's expectation from the app. Not just they should think of the app now also for the order in situation, but they should also have a good conversion. Tricky, huh? Now another product principle to note here guys is before you build out any solution, you need to know what outcome you're trying to achieve. Unless you don't know what you're trying to build, you'll build up random features which will not really help anyone. Now that you, the PM, understand what's need to be done, now the problem is how do we really achieve it? Now the problem at hand is for you as a product manager to change the expectation of the user from the app, which means that every time we communicate with him, we need to tell him that, hey, we deliver food as well. To solve this properly, you need to go through the entire communication or through the entire journey that the user goes through and see what are we communicating at each time. And communication is not always just about what's written, but it's also about different cues that you're giving him. What is the primary CTA? What is the secondary CTA? What are you asking him to do every time? What are you telling him? Hey, in red color, we are delivering. Things like that. So back then, Zomato's journey was something like this. Customer landed on the app. He defaulted to a screen which showed him options for eating out, but it also had a secondary CTA which told him, hey, we are also delivering. The problem here is that this app prioritizes, or this screen prioritized going out. While it did show some visibility to order in feature as well, but if you want to change user behavior by a large magnitude, you need to go more all out with your visual cues. You can't be this subtle anymore. which means Zomato had to change their primary CTA. Guys, CTA is equals to call to action. It could be something like a button or a link that you ask the user to click on. Hence, the change in the flow where ordering in was the primary CTA was an essential one. Second thing about conversion was that the flow has to be such where it makes it simple for the user to order what he wants to order. Help him make that decision, right? So now guys, we've understood that there are two major problems to solve. Number one, that you have to make ordering in your primary CTA. And problem number two, you have to make it very simple for the user to make his choice. So now that the PM understands the problem, the solution really is very simple. You can maybe pause the video over here and think of the solution yourself, write it down for you so that you can then match with what Zomato really did. So Zomato did two things. Number one, it made order in the de facto default page when a user lands when they open the app. This made sure that Zomato went all out by telling their users that, hey, we are into the order in game as well. Even till date, the order in page is the default page on which a user lands on once they open the app. Second thing that they did to improve conversion was that they introduced a bunch of filters which helped the user identify the restaurant that they wanted to order from. So their filters ranged from distance, the quality, the cuisine, the time, etc. These features I think have went a long way in making Zomato a unicorn in the industry. So another product principle in action here, guys, is if you want to ever understand what your product is communicating to its users, the best way is to find a user. Find someone who is not really that used to your app but understands what it does basically, and then see how they use your app and what they understand in each step of the journey. You can easily shadow them, ask them questions, see how they're perceiving each of your buttons, and then you will understand where you are faltering. Just in conclusion, what Zomato's product manager did over here was, one, they understood that the problem they wanted to solve was about user behavior and about user conversion. Once they understood that, they understood what is the problem, how are we faltering in terms of our communication to the user, how do we make sure that the user understands that this is the business that we've entered, and how do we make it very simple for the user to order something. So two genuine user insights that came through was that our CTAs were not correct, and secondly, our filters were not good enough for the user to make a choice. Once you understood the problem, the solution becomes really simple. All you have to do is maybe check competitors, check what are the other apps that are working for the user, or maybe take a few punts, do a few A/B tests and see what works out. And finally, voila, you've solved a business problem. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching so far. If you liked my content, then please like and subscribe to this channel, and also share this video with your friends. And if you have any questions for me, please share them on the section below and I'll be very happy to engage with you. So I'll see you next time. Ta-da!